So, Attached by Amir Levine and Rachel S.F. Heller. And most people think that this is just a dating book, especially because there's so many memes going about how an avoidant will just, you two will be absolutely falling in love, right? And then they'll just leave you automatically because they're a so called avoidant. But the scary thing about this is that this isn't just how you fall and find love or attachment styles, but this is how you deal with literally everything. And for me, example, in my life, I noticed that I was kind of like an avoidant myself, avoidant dismissive, which means that oftentimes you kind of just put things to the side and you have a bad mindset when it comes to doing things that stress you out. And that's also how you handle your emotions. Some people get really anxious about certain emotions, feeling certain emotions, or that, or what do you do? You avoid them. That's often why people say that you find the exact thing you need in the work that you've been avoiding, because it's an avoidment attachment style. And Carl Jung, he goes into more of a definition of this, more of a deeper understanding, and it's almost scary how much this book just sits here and dissects you. It really makes you think of all the different things that has been going on in your life and all the problems, and it's like really stems from either one of these three, which is anxious, avoidant, or secure. Secure is being um pretty much that you don't have problems. You can be mostly secure, but I think on a spectrum, you can be secure or anxious or all three, depending on like different situations. But usually just kind of one. And I would get kind of like scared about like the work that like I would have to do. For instance, this video would be something that I would normally be scared to record. Not really. I've been very much more confident recently, especially when you know this stuff. You are more aware of it. It doesn't fix the problem. Sadly, awareness doesn't fully fix the problem. Sometimes it kind of can, depending on what it is. But usually, it doesn't get the ball rolling, and you have to actually do things that actually get the ball rolling. Like you actually have to record the video. Just because you're aware that you're scared to record the video, it doesn't create that library of references for you to come and pick your brain and take out the thing that you need to be like, yeah, I can be confident. And that comes up with a paradigm because you can also exist in a way which is considered the secure, which is considered very attractive in any part of your life to be secure, because what it really means is you have a source of confidence that isn't outsourced to something like when it comes to love and stuff like that, either your looks, money, your status, or your body or whatever, if you what you have and didn't have. And then becomes doing, like, you have something that's very, like, because you are said doing something, you feel like you should get entitlement towards that thing, but that's not exactly true. And what's really happening is that when you're doing something, it just puts you more of a success to have that thing, if you know what I'm saying. Because usually, for instance, if I go to the gym, it's more a sense of what you put in, you get out, and the world is very, 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 very rewarding in that way, and you will eventually just get what you need. But the amount of time is different because you might want to get it in a certain time, but it's not possible. And just because you go to the gym, it doesn't guarantee that you will reach the potential that you want to be. But you'll be pretty dang close if you go consistently. And that's why consistency is key, because it's constantly putting you and yourself in that success spotlight, where then success can kind of like choose you, and eventually, in a way, that's why you kind of have to put yourself out there as well when it comes to dating or business, or in a sense any endeavor, because it's really just a chance, and that's how you can take a grasp of probability. And the people who are able to use luck are almost on a completely different level than anyone else, because it's something they use literally daily. It's almost scary, like experiencing someone who's able to control that. Like if you like actually go out into the world and experience these people, and you actually seek them out, because you can actually seek out these people. You can seek out Brad fucking Pitt if you wanted to. If you want him to mentor you, you can seek him out for sure. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. There's a lot of guys willing. You might not have that specific person, but you can get who you want, if that makes sense. You usually can't have a specific thing, but you can get something else or anything else that fulfills that need for you. So you usually go out to fulfill a need. This is why a lot of times in dating, how many times have you realized that it really wasn't the person, it was you're kind of getting something from that person, but it wasn't that person. A lot of people come to that realization, and that goes with anything as well, and just making friends as well. Like, you might be getting something from that person, but that person, their values are off, and they might be self-harming themselves. And it might be awful, but you might really like their personality. They might be adding something to your life, but in a sense, they're harmful. So that's just a closing idea of understanding this book. This book is not just for dating. This book is, well, I primarily read it for like my own little therapy session, and to just better understand myself. But other people might read it for dating. It's still a good dating book, I guess, if that's what you want to use it for. It's like something really important that you have to know. But at the end of the day, this increases the awareness, but I think you can't grow without the awareness. So you kind of have to like build the road, and then you can move the ball. But that's where you kind of plateau, is when you hadn't gotten the awareness. You can't. There's no road for you to build on, or like you might just kind of go wherever So building that road first and having the awareness is important, and that's why it's so good to just read up on what you're interested about and what you need, and just learning out of how like my avoidant dismissive activities were prevalent in my everyday life. And I often was like, I would get anxiety towards the work that I didn't want to do, or work that was important to me, even work that I kind of did want to do. I'll still get anxiety towards it. It's almost scary when you actually experience this for yourself. So give this book a read and go out and experience those things for yourself.